Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. A United Nations panel, alongside First Nations leaders, is urging the Canadian government to prioritize the elimination of the second-generation cutoff within the Indian Act. This provision, criticized for determining First Nation status based on a complex formula and penalizing individuals for their marriage choices, is deemed by advocates as a form of forced assimilation and sex and race-based discrimination. Despite a bill currently before a House of Commons committee aimed at removing this cutoff, Indigenous Services Minister Mandy Goldmasty has indicated the government will not support it, citing ongoing consultations. Sharon McIvor, a prominent critic of the Indian Act, has accused Minister Goldmasty of delaying necessary changes, challenging the government to finally do the right thing or continue standing on the wrong side of history. This report is from the Canadian Press. Global News reports that Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney announced on Monday in Armenia that his government will contribute an additional $270 million to Ukraine. This funding is designated for securing critical military capabilities as Ukraine continues its defense against Russia's full-scale invasion. The latest commitment increases Canada's total monetary support for Ukraine to $25.8 billion, with the money intended to purchase items from a NATO list. Carney made this announcement during the European Political Community Summit, where he is meeting with world leaders to discuss strategic cooperation in politics, security, and infrastructure. He conveyed that all of Canada stands behind Ukraine and that this contribution will bolster Ukraine's fight and pave the way for future peace and prosperity. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his gratitude for Canada's steadfast moral and financial backing. As the first non-European country to attend the summit, Canada's presence underscores its commitment to international order and partnerships, particularly with Europe, in navigating a changing global landscape. CBC News reports that Keyera Corp has successfully closed its $5.3 billion acquisition of the Canadian natural gas liquids business from U.S. firm Plains All American Pipeline LP. The deal was completed on Tuesday, despite ongoing opposition from Canada's federal competition regulator. The Competition Bureau has formally challenged the acquisition before the Competition Tribunal, arguing that it will likely negatively impact energy producers and deter new investment in the sector. At the heart of the dispute is the concentration of competition at Canada's primary natural gas liquids processing hub located in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. Keyera, however, has publicly disagreed with the regulator's stance and its characterization of the transaction, stating its intention to defend the deal through the tribunal process. The company maintains that the acquisition will ultimately foster greater competition across the region by creating a more efficient Canadian-based competitor with enhanced connectivity and broader market access capabilities. Thousands of British Columbia nurses have overwhelmingly voted in favor of job action, with 98.2% of over 50,000 nurses supporting a strike mandate, according to Global News. This significant vote follows an impasse reached in April with the Health Employers Association of BC regarding a new collective agreement. BC Nurses Union President Adrienne Geer described the vote as powerful and historic, emphasizing that nurses are demanding respect, safety, and a fair contract. One of the key sticking points in the negotiations reportedly involves a ruling by arbitrator Vince Reddy to cap massage therapy coverage. The previous contract for BC nurses expired in March 2025, and negotiations for a new agreement have been ongoing since October 2025. BC Health Minister Josie Osborne acknowledged the workers' right to conduct a strike vote and expressed hope for a resolution at the bargaining table, while also confirming that essential services plans are in place to ensure continued care should job action occur. Parti Québécois leader Pierre Plamondon has expressed concerns that the federal government is currently spying on his party, according to the Canadian press. Despite admitting he has no concrete proof, Pierre Plamondon pointed to a long history of spying and surveillance against the PQ, referencing past incidents such as Claude Morin being a paid informant for the RCMP. The PQ is currently leading in opinion polls with a general election months away, and its platform includes holding a sovereignty referendum by 2030 if it forms government. In response to these worries, Pierre Plamondon stated that party members are taking precautions, assuming Ottawa is attempting to listen. These measures include placing smartphones in signal-proof bags and removing them from meeting rooms. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.